everyone, Voodoo here, and well, the Havoc has a new best single target build. That's just the only way I can go ahead and say this. If you watch my video on Wednesday, it's sort of similar to the Nicememes build I was talking about. It's not the same build he ran. He had some talent differences, but it's in the same vein, and it kind of abuses a bug, kinda. Now I say kinda because this was behavior that was around last season. They said they fixed it on PTR. I believe Shad even put out a video. Sorry, my phone just fell off my desk. But it's not actually fixed, and that is cycled pre-stacking. So you can get your cycles of hatred stacks up to 4, and then go into a boss combat and keep 4 stacks. That is a pretty reasonable gain for Havoc. So we have Sims. I'll show you a little bit how to play. It's still the exact same like Fel Scarred stuff, so I hope you didn't think that was changing. Same trinkets, same stats, all that stuff. So I'm not gonna do like a full guide today. I'm going to break down the build and do a little bit of how to play it, because it is a little different and it is more complicated than the baseline Fel Scarred build. So with that, like, comment, subscribe, go follow me on Twitch. I'm trying to push the Twitch more because I am streaming Twitch. It's in the link in the description. Streaming 3 to 4 to 5 days a week now, which is kind of fun. And with that, let's just break it down. Okay, this is the 3rd time I'm doing this because the sim page keeps freezing, but this is the normal single target sim with no cycle pre-stacking for my own gear set. And what we see here is that, of course, Fel Scarred, no mover stuff is the best. We scroll down here, we see that single target, I'll draw to Reaver, 0.3% behind. I have a lot of haste on my character. You want more mastery for Fel Scarred than haste. But low eye level, Reshi Wraps, Rotten Sky, Sigil, haste is pretty good for those things. So Sim has pushed me more towards haste right now. But again, you want more mastery, which puts Fel Scarred more ahead and on use, of course. And we see that cringe Fel Scarred pre-stack is the build I've called the cycle stuff. We see here, if you're not stacking cycle, it's 1.4% behind, which is, of course, not that good. That's like a pretty decent loss to play it. It's a harder build to play, so why the hell would you ever play it? This, by the way, is a talent build. I feel like I should show that now. So what you're doing here is, compared to the no mover build, you're dropping Chaotic Transformation, you're dropping List Can Kill, and you're dropping Relentless Onslaught, and you're picking up these 3 nodes. Now, compared to the Nicememes build, who played Dancing with Fate stuff, on single target fights, he played Chaotic Transformation. You're not playing that stuff. It's not very good for this build. So you're playing Initiative, Tactical Retreat, Exergy. There is a case for inertia here. It doesn't sim as good, but I believe there's an APL out there that I just don't have access to. A0 just didn't post it. That it is like a 50k gain over the normal Exergy stuff. But again, I'm just going to recommend Exergy unless your name is literally Hawk with 2 W's. Just play Exergy. So that's this sim. All right, that's the normal, no pre-stack, no cringe stuff. Here we are with the pre-stack cringe stuff. So this is with 4 stacks of cycle going into combat, right? So this sim is better by almost 2%. And again, this is with APL not being the best. And this is with me having weird stats. I don't know how stats would really affect this. And like no on use and stuff like that. So we see that 2% gain over the normal single target Fel Scarred stuff for pre-stacking if you change this thing. Now, if you don't change, I believe it's like a small loss actually to pre-stack. Yeah, it's a small loss to pre-stack. It's a small gain for AR. Fel Scarred, it's a small loss. Funky stuff there. But if you're pre-stacking and actually get the talent swap, this is a 1.8% gain over the normal single target build. And realistically speaking, I think this is pretty reasonable to do. The big thing is that you just kind of keep it going from trash, right? If you go trash from boss to boss, you can just keep it going. All you really have to do is, while you're sitting there waiting for your guild to pull, just res, immediately push I-beam. Like, you just have to smack I-beam immediately. This build takes Blind Fury, so it'll fill itself back up, but you can VR I-beam and it'll just keep itself up because cycle stacks will drop after a minute of not using I-beam. So you gotta make sure you're just using I-beam while you're sitting there waiting. Try and get your guild to do like 20-second pull timers, so that way if you do I-beam right as pull starts or pull timer starts, you'll get it back up like 18 seconds or 22 seconds or something like that. 22 seconds is probably ideal, but around 20 seconds for this game. Now, I did mention inertia. Right now, it's not better than Exergy, but I do believe this will be better in the end when we are actually like figuring out the APL and stuff. But again, unless you're like really good player, and at that point, I don't know, like thanks for watching my videos, I guess, but what are you doing here? Then inertia is not going to be better for you. Like literally, Hawk, if you're out there, what's up, buddy? I hope you're doing well. Shout out. But most people will have better results with exergy. Just kind of how the spec works, right? Like just more complexity for not a sizable game, but it'll be like 50k, which is like 0.7, I believe, roughly. Like this is 30, less than 30k. It's like 0.5, so like 0.7, 0.8, 1% at most. So that is The Sims. We're going to break down the rotation a little bit. It's pretty similar to normal Fel Scarred, but it's a little different because you do have to hold some things and do some weird stuff that way. All right, so we're in game here, and again, this is due to cycle. Cycle is one of those weird things where really it should just be 20 seconds baseline. All last season when they added it, you were able to pre-stack it before keys, before raid. It wasn't really that big of a deal before raid. We should have been doing it realistically for Eldrazi Reaver, but like most people weren't. It has now caught on and people are actually doing it. Before keys, people did it more often, but the thing with Cycle of Hatred pre-stacking is that it does require you to have those stacks. So if you ever lose them, it's a pretty like miserable change, right? Like you're just losing 2% damage for nothing, essentially. But making your guild wait 2 minutes is also kind of a miserable thing, so it does take a while to stack these back up. So realistically speaking, like this build is good, but if you lose it, you gotta just swap back to the other talent build for a pull or two while you get your cycle stacks, and then swap. I don't know, it's weird. Speaking of that, I actually don't have my stacks in game, so I need to go stack this and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So another fun thing you can do is actually pre-stack Demon Soul thing. So we're gonna grab this and start it off. So Immolation Aura before pull, Sigil of Flame, Hunt in, then you're gonna dump all your Immolation Aura charges, use I-Beam, pick up your soul, which I'll have a short and help you find, Annihilation and Death Streak to proc Demon Surges, backflip and meta. I'm going to Annihilation one time, Immolation Aura one time, try and find your Demon Soul again, Essence Break, and then just dump Chaos Strikes. So, sorry, that was a little hectic, but at this point we're going to Chaos Strike until we're running out of Fury, then we're going to Sigil of Flame. Whenever Immolation Aura drops, we're going to Death Sweep. Whenever I-Beam's back up, we're going to use I-Beam. And then, if Immolation Aura is down, we'll use Immolation Aura, and we want to just rip everything else kind of on cooldown. Now, the only weird thing here is that we want to save this I-Beam. We're not going to use it again, obviously we can't. We're actually going to hold it until we get Essence Break back. That's the only real big difference here. For Immolation Auras, if you're going to get an Immolation Aura back before your Essence Break, you can use it. So there, I'm going to get this back before I actually start doing all my Essence Break stuff, so I'll do it. Then we get the Essence Break here. I'll Immolation Aura once, I-Beam, backflip, Essence Break, and then Annihilation until we're almost out of meta, and then we'll do a Death Sweep. I didn't get it there. Normally it's pretty easy to get it. And then I missed Essence Break. So that's like the really quick thing. But realistically, it's just, you know, you're doing the normal meta stuff, but you're just not using the Chaos Strike after that, right? Like you're not using the word is missing in my head. The Essence Break, there it is. Another thing too, I don't know if people know this, but Demon Souls are actually easier to see if you turn up a stat here in your options. I'm going to do a short about this. But if you have particle density higher, it's actually easier to see. I don't know if people can tell there, but the lower that is, the worse it is to see. We're going to do this one more time. So Immolation Aura, I-Beam, backflip, and Essence Break, and then we're going to Annihilation until we have like 1 second left on meta, and Death Sweep just to extend it and get another Annihilation out of it. So really not like a hard rotation. The only big thing is that like after you meta, you want to keep the Essence Break and sync everything back up with I-Beam, Essence Break, and Death Sweep, just so that you have everything like back together, and just grab your Demon Souls. So I'm just going to yap a bit and just kind of go through it here while we get here. Not really that tough to do this, I don't think. I think this is a reasonable gain to have over the like normal quote-unquote DPS build. And one more time here for the people at home, the opener is going to be Immolation Aura, I-Beam, grab your soul, come in, Annihilation, Death Sweep, backflip and meta together, Annihilation one time, Immolation Aura, Essence Break, then just dump a bunch of Chaos Strikes into this Essence Break. And once you run low on Fury, you're going to use Sigil of Flame. Once Immolation Aura drops, you're going to use Death Sweep. And once I-Beam comes back up, you want to use I-Beam. With the other Immolation Auras, you just kind of send them as you get them. use Vengeful Treat on cooldown. And then the only weird thing again is that we want to hold this I-Beam to sync it back up with Essence Break. And a small thing you can do as well is whenever meta's about to drop, you can use Death Sweep to extend it and get 1 extra Annihilation in there. But basically this is it. Use Blade Dance if Immolation Aura isn't up. Use Immolation Aura to buff your Beam and Essence Break windows. If you get a Fire Inside proc, use it immediately. It's pretty straightforward. It's actually really like easy to do. I'm absentmindedly talking here and only been practicing for a little bit, and you know, you just kind of do good that way. So it's pretty much the same as normal Fel Scarred. You just have inertia and you just sync things up a little differently because you don't have chaotic transformation. But the opener isn't as long because you don't have chaotic transformation. So pretty fun stuff there, I guess. So that's kind of it. Yeah, not a ton else for me to talk about with this build. It's just, you know, we're no longer playing with chaotic transformation. We're playing with Extra G because chaotic transformation is stupid. And cycle is sort of bugged, and this is maybe bug abusing. We're not really sure because they did say they were going to remove this, and then they removed it on PTR, and it never got removed on live. So we'll see if this ever gets fixed. I don't really know. It is like a reasonable DPS game. But yeah, that's the video. I don't know. Hope this was like a quick little introduction thing. I'll try and throw up some icons and stuff so people can follow along, and I'll try and have the section just of like the opener kind of written out so people can see that as well. I'm trying to do that. If you like that, let me know, I guess. Feedback's always good. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I should be live. When is this? This is coming out Monday. I'll be live Tuesday for Heroic Reclear, Wednesday, Thursday on Twitch for Mythic Prog and Reclear. I don't know if we'll stream dungeons anytime soon. I'm really busy outside of those days, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe there's some dungeons coming in the future. And yeah, I mean, we're getting close to alpha too, which is exciting. So I am going to try and apply for the Devourer Guide Writer for Wildhead or Icy Vein. So we'll see how that works out. Hopefully I get alpha, but I will have Devourer content on the channel as well. So like, comment, subscribe, boost numbers, make channel gooder. And good luck out there with your Fel Scarred stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. A big thank you to all of my channel members. Thank you to Correlated, Alexander Trifonovich, Fear Redefined, Loose Change, Zooligan, Gabriel Correa, Magic Man 133, Falafadar, and Dark Terror. Again, a big thank you to everyone who watches my videos, but especially a big thank you for people who are helping support the channel. If you want to support the channel, become a channel member down below for a few perks. More to come in the future. And with that, again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.